Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here at Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. We're in the amazing vintage British bike room in the back of the shop, but this is the one we're here to look at today. This is a 1975 Trident, I believe. A friend of mine had one of these growing up. The big thing about this one, it was only made 1 year like this. It was the last year of the Trident. Has the shifter on the left side, brake on the right. It's got electric start. You know, it was the most modern. It has a disc on the front and a disc on the rear. And I'm going to try to get us a ride in this hot rod. All right, y'all. 1975 Triumph Trident that I just killed. Electric start. Let's go have some fun. This has got the 5-speed transmission, left side shift, 1 down, 4 up, 5 speed like I said. Electric start that we just demonstrated. Wow, it sounds good. I've wanted to ride this bike for a very long time. I grew up with a guy that had one, and he and I chased around a lot on him. I do not ever remember riding his bike. He says I rode it, but I don't remember that. I think I would. Oh, this is a treat. This is a real treat. I love the sound. That's 5th gear. Beautiful sound. Oh my gosh, that is a real surprise. Fabulous. It rides like a dream. How comfortable this is. Smooth. I mean, smooth for a 1975 Triumph Trident. 3 carburetors, all carburetors. There's a little shield over the starter to protect it from the gas pouring off the carbs when you're tickling it. Electric start, that's the electric start button right there. The gauges are Smith gauges. Wow, high lows on the left side here. It does have blinkers left and right. There's the horn. I'm not sure what these are. I'm guessing one of them is a kill button. Of course, the top one's the start switch. One of the claims to fame of this particular motorcycle this year, it's the last year of the Trident. Anyway, is that it has a dual disc brake. It has a disc brake on the front, single disc brake on the back, single disc. And it's just an absolutely fabulous motorcycle. I love the look. I am just blown away by how it rides. It's a very heavy motorcycle. It's the thrill of the ride, my friends. The sound is amazing, amazing sound. These British bikes, you know, the Norton Commando has got a fabulous sound. This is the same thing but different. You know, this is the Trident fabulous sound. I love it, absolutely love it. All the power comes in over 4,000 RPM. It's a little peaky bike, I'm told. There's the downshifting. A little tire chirp out of that one. Wow. The brakes are 1975 disc brakes, I guess. I would say that. I've got a 1976 Harley, and I would say the front brake feels a little better than this one, but this bike's been sitting for a while, I'm guessing, so we're going to give it a little room. Shifting is smooth, very smooth. Very narrow friction band on the clutch. I cannot overemphasize this. The sound this bike makes is amazing. Absolutely amazing. That, my friends, is the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. A town that will fit on a postage stamp. To get to Marnie, you go to exit 51 on Interstate 80. And then you head south on this road here until you get to right here. 3 miles later, you're in Marnie, Iowa. I call this vintage bike road, vintage motorcycle road right here. Oh, what a fabulous machine. What a fabulous machine. If y'all are ever in the market for a new or used Royal Enfield Triumph classic British bike like this one, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Make sure you tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you, or go to baxtercycle.com. Remember, Fuzzy Biker. Do we dare do the spin test? I don't know. I'm really I'm a little leery on these old British bikes. They handle it in a peculiar way. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try to do at least a circle. How's that sound? Nobody behind us. The clutch is incredibly touchy. It works good. It's got a friction zone, but it is very touchy. I did not mean to do this in both directions, but here we are. Takes a lot of room to spin. Now listen to this sound. Wow. That is heaven. Pure heaven. This is definitely a peaky bike, I would say. Just over that house over yonder is Bigfoot Hill. I don't know if you can see those creatures up there. This is an amazing motorcycle. You know, it's got the bench seat, so you get in town, you slide better control of the bike. Welcome to South Marnie, my friends. It does have disc brakes. I would not call them the best disc brakes I've ever used. The clutch is a very different machine. You know, it works very different than you'd expect normally. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh my gosh. It's, I don't know what to call it. I want to call it Reiki, but it's not really Reiki. The handling, that is, the slow speeds. It just feels, it's a really good place to be. It really feels good. It feels like a race bike. It really does. I'm not sure what the top speed of these things are supposed to be. I think it was 115 or 120. I will tell you that a friend of mine and I, when we were teenagers or young adults, raced back from Des Moines, Iowa to where we lived. It was 86 miles. We did it in 43 minutes exactly. Now that says the math would be 120 average speed, and we were really rolling. Now what I found with him, my bike was faster than his Trident. He had one of these, but what he had done is he had tucked into my draft really tight, was able to keep up on the top end that way. Wow, what a machine, what a machine. He also had a header on his. I think it was a hooker header, and might have had some other things done to it. What a gorgeous bike. Here it handles very well. Seating position, you sit leaning forward, reaching to the bars. Your hips and your knees are about the same height. Your heels are behind your knees, I would say. Yes, definitely behind your knees. I love this engine. I'm absolutely in love with the way this engine performs. It is, again, I'm going to say it is a peaky engine. Just a beautiful machine. Absolutely fabulous riding bike. The clutch has got an incredibly narrow friction zone. It is controllable. It's just something you have to get a little used to. It's not a bad clutch at all. It's just different. It makes noise, but it doesn't really spin. Oh, yeah, it does spin. Yes, it will spin the tire. Oh, yeah, life is good. Life is good. I'm not sure what the horsepower is supposed to be. I think it's in the 50s on these. Boy, this is a challenge right here. This is a real challenge. Mainly because I'm, you know, I don't want to drop this very exotic motorcycle. These are exotic, by the way. I consider these exotics. They were common in the day, but they are certainly not common anymore. I am so impressed. I think, you know, if a guy got one of these and rode it a couple hundred miles, the handling would become second nature. The little quirks and oddities that it has. All right, let's take this hot rod back. What a privilege. I want to thank Randy Baxter for allowing us to ride this thing. I saw him pushing it in. They just got it in. They'd taken it out for a ride and checked it out, but I asked him if I could take it for a spin, and he was gracious enough to let us do that, and I really appreciate that. Baxter Cycle is the largest British bike, vintage British bike parts supplier in North America. If they don't have it, good luck. This town is full of warehouses full of British bike parts. All right, my friend, let's park this hot rod, get the other camera out, and do a little walk around. Wahoo! All right, y'all, this frantic sounding machine, and it was frantic, sounded like a coffee can full of bumblebees. I stole that from a friend, by the way. But look at that hot rod. Isn't that just amazing? The ride was fabulous. It was, you know, I can see people talk about these things being quirky and hard to get along with, and, you know, hard to deal with, and
I'm sure they're all right, but they're also, when they run so good. And this one is seemingly running excellent. You know, we had a little trouble getting it going, getting it started, but ran like a dream, I am, it was a privilege to ride this hot rod. I mean, just look at that thing. Let's take a look at it. You know, so 1975 comes along. The Trident gets, I think it's the first year for the 5-speed. I'm not sure about that. I know it's the first year for the left side shifter and the right side brake. Has electric start. I think it was the only year with the electric start. I want to point something out here. So 3 Amal carburetors right there, concentrics here. This plate here, when you prime the carbs, this plate is there the gas drips down, so, you know, keep the gas off the starter, basically. Speaking of gas, let's shut that off. But, you know, air cooled, look at those fins. Just amazing, you know. This is the first year of the point system, and I wasn't sure about that, so I got to looking around. Here it is, Rita electronic ignition, Lucas. Rita, yeah, that's what it's called, Rita. It's a dry sump, so here's the oil tank. Here's a brake reservoir for the back cylinder. I don't know where the reservoir or the master cylinder is. I suppose down here somewhere. Big old disc brake back there. Check that out. Triumph hydraulic, it says right there. Running up here to the front. I gotta show you this. Look at these pipes. So it's 4 pipes, but it's a 3-cylinder motorcycle. The center pipe has got the splitter in it. In a single down tube frame, there's a splitter in there. So the center tube gets split into 2, and it goes back. So it's a 3, it goes into 4, and it comes out the back as a 2. Amazing, isn't it? Just fabulous. This is part of the ignition, I'm guessing. Oil cooler up here. I remember my buddies having one of those. The forks, I don't know what the diameter of those are, but it handled pretty darn good, I'd say. Again, the disc brake, Triumph hydraulic, it says. A big single piston caliper on there. Oh, that's a cover over the caliper. Okay, that's interesting. I suppose the back's the same way. Let's take a look at that. It looks like it is. I don't want to stick my hand in there. The pipes are hot. Check out those pipes. Isn't that beautiful? Just a gorgeous thing. Chrome fender. Check this out on the back. Made in England by Norton Triumph. Norton and Triumph were one by then. It's got the old Trident badge on the side here. It has a kickstart and an electric start. Just an amazing machine. Just an amazing machine. I love these things. Everything's metal back and then, you know. Beautiful chrome fenders. Jumping over here to this side. I got it up in the center stand. Check out the side stand right there. Just fabulous thing. Primary cover here. It's a unit engine, of course. Choke right there. Look at that big old air cleaner. That is just, this is a thing of beauty, you know. Thing of beauty in every way. There's no drum on the back anymore. Hey, here's the Speedo drive right here. It's the disc brake on the back. You know, we looked at that already. Look at that hub. Spoke tires. Just a gorgeous. I'm absolutely in love. Here's for the brake light on the rear. External oil lines. I love those. Just, you know, I understand why we don't use them anymore, but that's what they are. This little lever here, that's for the center tickler on the center carburetor. Tickler on this carburetor, tickler on the center carburetor. Maybe it tickles both the center and the far carburetor. That could be. Not sure about that, but wow. Just gorgeous. Jumping up here. Fabulous barrel grips. Stamped levers. High-lows, blinkers, horn. We talked about that. These amazing Smith gauges. I always mention the fellow down the road that he'll repair these. He can put new glass. He can recrimp them. He can put the new faces on them. He can print new faces. He can do all the innards on them. Isn't that just a beautiful place to be? And then look at this tank. You know, the red, the gold, the white, the flat, classic flat Triumph gas cap. Just a real thing of beauty. The close-in blinkers on this one. You know, for a while they're putting these way out there. I don't know why they did that, but you know, check out the tubular swing arm. Just wow. I'm going on and on and on. Hey, real quick, I want to mention we've got a nifty 350 ride coming in. It's going to be May 25th, about 10:30 in the morning here at Baxter Cycle. We'll start here. The ride will be probably 140 or so miles long. 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Stop somewhere to eat. If you're interested, show up here at Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, or go to Baxter Cycle Omaha. We're going to have 2 groups leaving at about the same time, meet at the same place for lunch. If y'all are interested in a bike like this and you're used, Triumph, Royal Enfield, classic British bike like this, they got a whole room full of them over yonder. And if you're interested in anything like that, need parts, accessories, thingamajigs, doodads, Baxter Cycle is the largest vintage British bike parts supplier in North America. Say that 3 times fast. Get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, or go to baxtercycle.com. Make sure you tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you. Now, it's a beautiful day out here. Absolutely gorgeous day out here. And I'm going to go ride some motorcycle. Y'all do the same if you can. Life is good. Wahoo!